Got one, guys. Got the Great Lakes Finesse drop minnow. Pretty little creek largie there, guys. Got one, guys. If you want to go out and just kind of dust off some cobwebs and catch a few fish, try a little micro drop shot setup and see what you can catch. Y'all go ahead and tell me that that's not going to get chewed. Got one, guys. Drop shot fish. Right on. Heck yeah. The creek is filled back up, boys. It's a beautiful day. It's really not a beautiful day, but it's a beautiful day for the creek because this was so low the last time I was here. And we got some winter rains that have filled it back up. There's bait fish again. Hopefully these creek bass will be healthy again. Y'all, that is that same drop minnow from a recent creek trip. Still holding strong, hasn't let go yet. We're in the water today. Got the Great Lakes Finesse drop minnow on a little 3/64 ounce drop shot on my Dobbin 701C and an Art Gravity. Pretty little creek largie there, guys. 6-pound line. I thought about going to 4 today, guys, but was just too lazy to retie. All right, let's go ahead and send that little fella on his way. Cold water. There's 2 times of the year that I really enjoy being in the creeks, guys. It's the dead of summer and it's the dead of winter. The dead of summer because it feels good to be in the water and actually catching fish and not just getting smoking hot and struggling to catch. And also in the winter time because about anywhere else other than here, the bite can be painfully slow, and I normally do a little bit better in the clear flowing water. And thankfully today it is both clear and it is flowing. So hopefully there's more fish catches ahead of us. Got one, guys. There's another bass. Awesome. Drop shot. I think he hit at the cast before too, guys. I used to throw this all the time when I would fish creeks, y'all. Just a simple ultra finesse drop shot setup. That was before I learned about these Great Lakes Finesse baits, but I'm telling you, that little drop minnow, it'll probably last through this whole trip even too. It's definitely not a flashy way of catching fish, but honestly, this time of year, flashy doesn't normally work all that great. So if you want to go out and just kind of dust off some cobwebs and catch a few fish, try a little micro drop shot setup and see what you can catch. And that Art Gravity reel, it makes it an absolute pleasure. I don't think it's doing it justice like how easily I can cast that super light drop shot on a bait caster. Put that little fella back. Got another one, guys. Oh, that's not a bass. Got another fish there on the drop shot. Man, he choked it too. He's getting some casting shots, guys. And that little green sunfish came up and plowed that little drop minnow. Goes. Right, going to bite now. Okay. That's fine. Got one. Airmailed him, guys. He was running right towards me. Thought you were a little bigger than that. I didn't mean to launch you, buddy. But this little 5 or 6 inch largie, man, he just went for a ride. It's like catching a little rainbow trout out of a mountain stream, guys. Need to be a little more delicate than that. Sorry, man. We'll give you a nice send-off since I was so rough with you. You also check out what else I'm throwing today. I have thrown the tiny little 1/16 ounce chatterbait that I did make, and I think if the fishing is still pretty slow throughout this edit, I think I'll show y'all how I made that little micro chatterbait out of a 1/16 ounce Moondog spin jig. And then y'all, if you've been watching me for a long time, you remember me throwing something called the Megabass Sleeper Craw. Well, look at this little Great Lakes Finesse craw profile. It's a tube actually, so there is a tube weight inside of there, but I have it exposed to where it doesn't get snagged up, and it looks just like a little 2.5 inch like Megabass Sleeper craw profile with some really finesse claws and antennas on there. 1/8 ounce tube weight inside of there. So at some point this is going to tear them up. I don't know if it'll be today. I've been getting some sunfish bites on it, nothing crazy, but at some point this bait is going to get it done, because that thing just looks way too good and way too realistic. Fish, guys. Might be a better fish too. Might be a, oh man, nice creek bass, guys. Oh, he's on a stick. I think I'm gonna have to bring him in with the stick. The limb's at least moving with him. Did he get off? Did he get off, or is he still on there? I think it got off. Son of a, man, that was a nice fish. Wrap me up on this stick. Ah. Let's see if there's another solid one out there though. There's another one, guys. That's a decent fish. Heck yeah. Drop shot bass. Right on. There's a little redemption. I don't think he's as big as the one that took us onto that limb, but that gives us 5 fish that we've actually caught though. Yeah, and I've even had to just bite off the top of that drop minnow to keep it from sliding on the drop shot hook so much, because I've caught quite a few fish on it. So it's maybe only 2 inches in profile now, but still catching some creek bass on it. So not a bad trip overall, guys. Went out to a creek and had some fun in the cold. Bite was not great, but still was able to catch like 5 or 6 fish on the drop shot. But what I want to get to now, guys, I want to show y'all how to take some of these really small 1/16 ounce spin jigs and turn them into actual micro chatterbaits like that. So y'all can see here, this is just a Moondog Bait Company spin jig, their 1/16 ounce version. And that's all that you need. And then the other 2 components that you have to have is you got to get on AliExpress or one of the Asian websites, guys, and you have to pick up pretty much the smallest blades that you can buy, guys. That's the same size as one of the Z-Man flashback minis, and then you need a very, very, very small snap, which is also the same size as the Z-Man flashback minis. The other thing that you could do is just simply take one of your old Z-Man flashback minis and take the blade off of it and the snap swivel off of it and use it for these jigs. So you don't necessarily have to go out and buy the extra blade and snap, you could reuse the hardware off of one of these little 1/16 ounce flashback minis, guys. So what I'm gonna do for y'all this evening, I'm gonna take one of these 6 cents pluck crappie hair jigs, and I'm going to put that blade and that snap swivel on that to make a little chatterbait out of it. Now you notice, I know the GoPros don't do a great job of focusing at close range, but you just need some split ring pliers, and you need to open up that gap to make room for the blade. And the other thing that you need to do is you need to get the little bitty snap swivel, and you need to attach it to the top 2 holes in there. So I'll show you what that looks like here. So y'all can see right there, I have that little snap swivel in the top 2 holes. And also guys, you wanna make sure that you have the snap on the opposite side of that upward facing bend of that blade, because that upward facing bend of the blade there, you can see it there at the top from that side profile. There's a slight upward bend there, and you want that to be facing forward on the jig, guys. So now all we have to do is bend the little eyelet out just a little bit to allow this small first hole to come and attach onto the eyelet of the jig. So now I'm going to use a really small pair of split ring pliers to help pry that little eyelet open, and then we'll put the blade on. Okay guys, so there you can probably just barely see that I've pried that eyelet open just a bit. I'm going to take the little blade and I'm going to make sure that upward bend is facing forward with the jig. And let's put that on. Okay, so now you see that blade is directly attached to the jig head. Now I put it on that eyelet. Now all we got to do is bend that eyelet back closed so that the blade doesn't come off, and we got a little chatterbait. Here's your finished chatterbait. You got the swivel coming out the front, you got the upward facing bend facing on top of the jig like that, and you have a sweet, compact, little 1/16 ounce chatterbait with the blade directly on the eyelet. And guys, I've found that 2-inch swim baits typically work the best as trailers on these. This is a Moondog Bait Company Rip Shad. I'll rig this up for you so you can see what it looks like fully rigged. Y'all go ahead and tell me that that's not gonna get chewed in a creek or a pond. That's just going to get absolutely annihilated when that moving bait bite picks back up. I have gotten bit on these so far, guys. I actually used that white one with the white Eurotackle B-Vibe on it, and I got bit several times, but they just weren't holding on to it. But guys, I'm telling you, when they stop getting so finicky and that moving bait bite picks back up, this is going to be money. If you're looking for a way to keep your noggin warm January, February, March, guys, go ahead and pick one up because I got them available now. Just message me at my Gmail that I leave in the pinned comment. And also guys, please do not forget the small baits and big fish BFS Big Bass monthly challenges are continuing to go strong. Guys, for the month of January, I will be giving away a York Casting Company Nugget 4-inch glide bait. Super high quality, custom made little 4-inch glide bait, guys, that gets wrecked. It's got some really good footage on it and performance. I used it a little bit this spring and summer, and so far it's worked out pretty well for me. But if you want in on that action, guys, all you need to do is buy a fish ruler from me and you're eligible into all future reoccurring BFS Big Bass challenges. I'm also having an open category for the month of January, so that'll also have a really cool custom BFS bait prize package as well. The rulers are 35 bucks. If you want to pick one up from me, again, message me at my Gmail account below and send me your shipping info, and then I'll get you a payment option and we'll get it shipped out to you. But if you appreciated that edit and if you appreciated that tutorial, guys, please leave a like for me. Consider subscribing if you haven't yet. Help me hit that 3,000 sub mark, because at that time I'm going to be doing another bait giveaway. Please share this with a finesse loving friend and help grow the BFS bass fishing community. But other than that, y'all take her easy, and we'll catch you on the next one. There's another one, guys. That's a decent fish. Heck yeah. Drop shot bass. Right on. There's a little redemption. I don't think he's as big as the one that took us onto that limb, but